This video is sponsored by Tradecraft. Create your tags, tag your trades, store your recordings, create screenshots, and look at your statistics. You have the ability to create statistics using several widgets. You're able to place them wherever you please, having a place where you can store all your playbook trades, and you can quickly flip through them, studying all your trades. Tradecraft is more than a journal. It is a tagging software that allows you to create the statistics you need, where you have the ability to filter your trades out on an extremely deep level, allowing you to figure out exactly where your edge might be. For more information, check out the link in the description of this video or visit tradecraft.club.
Check. Okay, we are live, and there's nobody in here right now, but that's okay because usually it takes a moment for people to actually, let's move this fucking light. I think we're going to do some interesting shit in this actual stream. I kind of had an idea before. I had an idea. So I have an idea. I'm thinking, because I'm kind of running out of just shit to talk about on these streams and whatnot. Pretty good. You're from India? What's up, dude? What I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm kind of running out of ideas of what to talk about on these streams, so I'm going to start narrating the close and stuff on Wednesdays. And I may... fuck, this ain't going to work. I was going to say maybe I could just trade a fucking combine on the close, and then on Wednesdays we could just kind of do a combine together. And just grow past the motherfucker on these Wednesday streams. Learned a lot from you. Thanks. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the love. I do have a problem, though, and I just now realizing it as this stream started. The camera I'm using goes through a capture card, but the thing is, my DOM that I need to trade on is on. I can't have the camera up or the fucking DOM at the same time. Well, that's kind of a logistical fucking problem here. Anyways, we're going to narrate the fucking close. I'm going to have to figure that one out. Because what'll happen is... Give me a second. So we'll take me off there. And then what we'll do is... This right here that you guys are seeing is the camera, but when I switch, this is my other computer, so the DOM that I would be executing on would be here, and there wouldn't be a fucking camera. I need to figure out how to get both. I actually know how to get both. I have a fucking web camera. I have a web camera, and I'm sorry that I have not figured this the fuck out the way that I need to. All right? Shit. There we go. So, here's the plan. Are you trying to grow a mullet? I'm just going all the way, dude. I'm going all the way. Do you have any videos on sweep orders? Actually, I do have a video on sweep orders. I can pull it up and show you. I'm trying to tell you guys what the plan is. Yeah, I'm just going all the way with the hair, dude. I've never had like a nice long lion mane that I think I want to do it and see what happens. Because I want to do this. I like it when I go swimming and I do this and it's like I'm drying off like a dog and it gets on everybody. It's my favorite. So sweeps, I do have sweeps. Let me show you where it is. And I want to tell you guys a plan as you guys are starting to come in. I want to start, because I'm running out of just shit to talk about. So I want to just like go just trade with you guys on the close. And I want to grow a combine, do a combine just on Wednesdays with you guys. and just see what happens. Where the fuck? Okay, Fat Cat. Type in Fat Cat Trading Sweeps. And your Google search bar or whatever the fuck. Here, there it is. Right here. What is sweeping? So it does go over that. But I do have a logistical issue. My camera that you're seeing now goes through a capture card. So I have a secondary PC that is going through a video switcher that goes into another PC, which you guys are on. And I can either have this camera or I can have the DOM up. But if we're going to do the combine or do some shit like that, I need the fucking DOM up to trade. But I also want to have my face so I can talk to you guys face to face. So I have a webcam that goes into the other fucking camera so I don't have to use the video switcher, which goes to this camera, which the execution PC uses to go through the video switcher, where I only have two choices, either this camera or the DOM, but I want to trade on the fucking DOM, but I can't trade on the fucking DOM and have the camera at the same time unless I put the fucking web camera in the other PC and run it via a web camera, which I'm not going to do right this minute. Does that make sense? I hope it fucking does. So, for now, let's see what's going on. I think we'll do this shit. Hi, man. Thank you for you job and time. I want to know how many trades per day. Today was 1. I mean, I use a DOM and I take... Oof. Yeah, I mean, for me today it was only 1 trade. I can show you. If you want to see how many, I'll show you. Give me a second. And then I'll just kind of fucking answer you guys' questions as we do this. So the goal is not to, like, rush through a combine. It's just to hang out on a Wednesdays. Kind of work towards something. Figure that out. Yeah, well, it was just 1 today. I fucking greased it, too. Like, the market was dumping. And usually I try to stop around $2,000 in a session. Let's go. Oh, hold on. There we go. Let's just pull up like a calendar or some shit. Let's see. There you go. There's the trade number. We'll take series setting off, make it white so it's more visible. So today, 1 trade, 2,100. Yesterday, 5 trades, 3,400. 4 trades Monday. Last week we got it. Last week we took a lot of trades. 10, 13, 7, 17, 9. A week before that, 8, 6, 2, 10, 6, 3, 3, 4, 7, 1. This is August. July. 3, 3, 4, 7, 1. 6, 8, 6, 5, 8. 3, 7, 6, 13. You're kind of getting an idea. 6, 1, 1, 7, 6, 3, 12, 7. June I was like on vacation. 6, 3, 12, 7, 1, 6, 7, 1, 5, 10. Do you get the point? I think we do. 6, 1. We'll go to fucking May. 15. You know, it's usually under 20. Usually under 15. Mostly under 10. You know why I don't take a lot of trades? Because I fucking review every fucking trade. And 5 trades will take me about 40 minutes to review. I review it. So I review it like yesterday. Let's go to yesterday. Let's shrink the checklist and shit. So obviously I'm tagging every trade, right? So I think this review took about 36 minutes. And then I'm screenshotting everything, every fucking trade, and marking it up. Sometimes the screenshots, sometimes there's more than 1 screenshot. This one has 3. And then what I do is I always do like breath work. So I do like a Wim Hof breath. So I kind of like, I visualize where I fucked up or went wrong. This trade I needed to hold more on. This is yesterday. For only 2 ticks, but I was originally gunning down 70s here, and I didn't push it as much as I should. So I visualize the trade. I do breath work. Breath work stimulates delta wave, so Wim Hof breath. If you measure the brain on an EEG device, you'll see all the brain waves getting really like, they slow down and they start kind of doing this, because like the way we're thinking and processing now, it's like your brain waves are really erratic. So I slow it down. When you meditate, or even children, they operate in a slower brainwave, so you're accessing the subconscious mind. So I do breath work to force that state. Roll the eyes into, I'm going to do a video on this. Roll the eyes up, pushing onto the third eye. I am spiritual. And then in this state, there's like clarity, and then I just start visualizing that I held the trade more, and feeling the emotions of surrendering to doing what I need to do. And I do this on every fucking trade. And sometimes, like, if I take 17 trades, which I did last week, I believe. Oh, this this was 13 trades? No, right here, 17. That took 2.5 hours to review. 2.5. So if I'm taking 25 fucking trades, I'm here for like 4, 5 hours. I don't want to do that. So in order to prevent over trading, look, if you review every trade at a high level, you're not going to want to fucking overtrade, because now I got to review all this shit. And I did overtrade a little bit with those 17 trades on that day. But I reviewed everyone, because of the review process, when I'm usually not down back-to-back days. This was a rare occasion. Usually when I'm down, I can come back and crush it the following day, because of the review, the quality of the actual review. So if you're putting in hardcore review on 25 trades, you're not going to want to take fucking 25 fucking trades, because you don't want to sit here that long. I want to go live life and touch grass, personally, for me. The outside is nice. Being in this fucking room with 5 monitors blasting me in the face and just sweating and shit, because for some reason I turned the AC off. I have to sweat. This is the boiler room. But just sitting here and then opening the window, which is behind the green screen, and taking a piss out the window, even though the bathroom is right there. But hey, I'm a man. I like to stand up and pee, and I like to pee out the window. In my last place I moved from, I had a cactus I would always pee on, but that's besides the point. I do weird things. I'm fat cat. Cats do weird things, okay? We don't need to understand why. There needs to be no explanation. That's just how it works. But I like going outside. I don't want to fucking review all goddamn day, but I need to put in quality review, and it forces me to like really meticulously pick the trades I get into. Because when you put in a couple 3-4 hour sessions, you're like, all right, that's like kind of punishment, but it's not, because it is making you better. But in a sense, it's like, fuck, I don't want to sit here. Like, I took 1 trade today. I try to do about $1K to $2K in the session, and then I'm done. But also, I'm coaching Chronic, trying to fucking build this Tradecraft software, doing other stuff, because I do want to build a prop firm. And I want to do other shit outside too. So I try not to. I don't want to go that fucking. I don't want to do 25 fucking trades. I'm sure I could do a lot better if I sat here and ground it out. But I don't like sitting in front of this fucking computer all goddamn day. It sucks. And I know some of you young traders out there, you young bucks, think that's going to make you better or whatever. There's just a point where enough is enough. I don't want to be here. I love doing other shit. I like to go swim. Something the fuck else. Okay? Sure, we could grind it out. But, man, fatigue starts to kick in at a certain point. And then there's no outperforming that. So, usually, hey man, one question, please. I know you got this one many times. It seems you trade now only on cumulative delta and order flow, but not using volume profiles and other stuff you talked about in your old videos. Is there a reason? There is a stream. There's a stream episode. I always refer people to this, but if you want an in-depth answer of why I don't use Fat Cat trading, let me pull it up so you can see it. And that's fine. Usually when you stream, you get repeat questions. That's okay. There's no problem with that. So if you go to my live streams, it'll be episode, what is it, 4? Or 8. Hold on there. 4. Go to episode 4. I talk more about it in depth. Another reason is most of the volume coming in is, in my opinion, wash traded. I think I talked about it last week as well. So there's manipulation going on. There's how the fuck am I going to trade a combine if I'm answering questions? But that's okay. We'll try to make it work. There's wash trading. So a lot of volume that comes in on the DOM kind of doesn't matter. So you'll see like 850 by 860 come in and the price isn't really moving. It's on the same price. So if it's 850 by 860, only 10 of those lots really matter. The rest of it's sort of canceling itself out. Right? So the problem with, like, for me, price action was always where the edge was. Volume profile, I think delta profile, I don't know about delta profile yet. But for me at the time, it was just price action. I didn't need the profile. I noticed over the years the profile got sloppier. Like, points of controls started to become unreliable. Low nodes started to become unreliable. Market regimes change. It just changes, man. The longer you sit here, the more you'll realize how, like, it just changes and certain things you're looking for stops working. So the delta removes the wash trading, in my opinion, which when we start to narrate some of this session, you'll kind of see how. So I think they wash trade to hide a lot of the real order flow coming in. Reloading is also manipulation, in my opinion. The delta helps remove the wash trading, but it also shows reloading because you can see the divergences. Now they can blow those, they can blow the divergences out, so you don't just trade because of that. And then there's spoofing, and the delta helps us find spoofing, which I will show you now, I guess. So let's get an idea of what's going on. Let me make sure I have your chat up so I can see you guys ask questions, because ultimately this is your time. So if you guys are trying to, like, know about something, we can go over it. So 3 minute. Now notice these giant reclaims on the delta below, price action above. They tend to retrace the delta. Market makers don't care about price, they only care about inventory, and the book is definitely imbalanced. So as the market was dumping, you have to realize they're putting the bid, because the market dumped today. Well, somebody's got to be on the bid. Somebody's got to put liquidity on the bid. So who gets that job? The market makers. And they've been in trouble, I think last year actually. NASDAQ exchange, the NASDAQ exchange, because there's a manipulation and it's happening. The NASDAQ exchange had to pay $22 million to the CFTC, which is like the SEC of futures, because SEC doesn't govern futures. It's the CFTC. It's something like that. I could be saying it wrong. They're the governing body. NASDAQ, the exchange, they want volume. They offered market makers little packages and little deals that they didn't tell the CTFs or the CFTC about. So they found out, and the exchange, the NASDAQ exchange, got in trouble and had to pay $22 million fucking dollars for not disclosing this. Okay? So going back into it, the inventory gets imbalanced because this is getting reloaded all the way down. And you can see where they are reloading. Like, for example, up here, see how the volume is coming in at a higher angle of attack? They're reloading it on this side. Same thing like here as well. There's some buy side reloading. Actually, no, that isn't reloading because the divergence going that way is not going to be good. There's probably spoofing going on. So I did this with Chronic yesterday. So if you want your divergence on the sell side to kind of look like this, and you want your buy divergence to look like this. If it's going the other way around, if this is open mouth, closed mouth. Think of it like Pac-Man, like doing this, right? Open mouth, buy side. Or think of it like this. I draw red lines on the top, blue lines on the bottom. It's a red-headed girl with blue jeans. Red hair is on top, blue jeans on the bottom. Blue is open mouth, red is closed mouth. If you have divergence like this, where on the bottom it's diverging like this is closed mouth. So they might be spoofing, or there could be some sell side divergence going on. I know they were, I'm pretty sure they were spoofing in there. They spoof all the time, and we'll look at how. So it seems to be finding a range, a midpoint. We kind of know that. We'll look at just a 30-second chart. They've recouped most of this, the initial dump. Like, see this reclaim here? So if I drew a reclaim, it all pretty much got taken back. So in my opinion, the book has been rebalanced. The market makers have rebalanced their inventory. However, if we notice the price is diverged here, usually I draw red or something, but my fucking keyboard fell and all the keys came off, so my hotkey keyboard. So usually this isn't like a good divergence, but you can see that most of the volume that was at the initial dump had came back on the buy side, but the price is a bit lower. So as far as I'm concerned, the book has been balanced. So you'll hear me refer to this as the book. So we know we have imbalance here, here, a little bit there. Really that whole fucking deal. See how when it goes up, it comes down. What time of the day do you recommend hypnosis? So what I do for the hypnosis, what I actually did last week, I do a visual technique. I'm going to make a full-blown video on it, and I'm going to do like, I'm going to make it real good. I'm going to make it kind of cinematic so you can understand what's happening in my head and what I'm seeing and shit. Because when you see me go and then do this, it's like, what is going on in his fucking head? So I'm going to kind of like overlay on that. So I do that after every trade I review. Now, full-blown hypnosis, I do at night. I'll write down sometimes the lessons of the day, do a full-blown, like, 20, 30-minute hypnosis, record it. I have a template with rain sounds and delta wave ready to go in a video editor. I overlay the recorded audio, push it to a private YouTube channel, and then I listen to it at night. I'm doing something a little different this week. I'm kind of going on a spiritual journey, so my nightly hypnosis isn't really on trading. I listen to like chanting at night this week for spiritual purposes. But if I was to do a hypnosis, it would always be in excuse me, the evening. Sometimes I'll listen to the same track for months. But you want to lay on your back and really focus on it. So what is going on? So somebody pointed out I fucked up how these bars should be coming in. I've changed it a little bit since last week. So these are number bars. Ask volume, bid volume difference actual. I fucked up and had it on percentage. And then I have it go white, like a white color on the buy side, all the way up to a super dark green and vice versa. Now, it's filtered at certain contract size for the ES, which would be 15. So anytime you see the whitish squares come in, the market is moving on 15 contracts. After they wash trade, because I've done frame by frame on the DOM, and you can see how they're playing a game. Anytime you see the whitish bar, they moved it on 15, less than 15, 15 or less. So that's telling me that it's being moved on very thin volume. Then we got 15 to 30 contracts, which would be this pinkish, darker green. And then we got 30 to 50 lots. So 31, 40, 50. This more darker green and darker red. And then the ultra dark is going to be anything like way up there. I wish this would go deeper, but it doesn't. So this is what we have. So knowing that, we can try to start formulating a plan. Because I want to, like I told you guys, I would love to do like maybe a combine on Wednesdays. We can just bullshit. I'll answer your questions. If we go off track, that's fine. If it takes 6 months to pass it or whatever, who gives a shit? But I think it'll be a fun little deal to do when I got nothing else going on. So what do we know? We can see that here to here was buy side. But remember, I want to see more of an like I want to see more of an open mouth. When you see a divergence like that, it's more aggressive reloading, but it's not. It's more, it kind of looks like this. So it's not as aggressive. So they hit the divergence. What I'm going to do is go into Tradecraft, and I have a checklist for this. So it's this one, PAP. This is telling me there's a divergence here. And then they held it here, and it did drift up. Did drift up long, so long drift up. There's another one here, kind of. Not really, it actually does go up right there. in this section. So they drifted up, and then yes, divergence fails short side. So what my checklist is doing on Tradecraft, it's building out a narrative for me. And if I want to come in here and rearrange how it is, I just build it out in this section. But we're doing a full-blown, oh shit, they're in here. We're reworking a lot of these nodes and shit. So that way this operates better because we've kind of built this whole system from scratch. So they do come down here. Where was it? There's a puke kind of dumps in. Is there any more diverging? That's very obvious. Yeah, there's some cell side here. Actually, no, that's not right. You know why that's not right? This is going up. And the volume is flat. See all these like whitish bars in here? They're spoofing it up. So it is going up on a lot of like no volume. Let's see what's going on in here. There's a bit of buy side right here, though. We can see it. Chronic is absolutely fucking confused by this, so I've been teaching him. So buy side, again, it's not super aggressive, but it actually fucking held. So this one will go like this so we can see it long side. And it's doing continuation. So this is helping me build out a narrative so I can remember shit. I can also shrink the list, and then it's counting how many times certain things are doing what. This has some spoofing in it. It's going to be easier to see. So we do have a reclaim up here. I think my head's too big. I think I need to shrink my head. Oops, that's not the right one. Let's put this. Let's put this here, maybe. So I'm going at 3 second. How much of the 3 second is my fucking head blocking? A lot. I'll go over here instead. Now we're getting some action. And then just for shits and giggles, we will do the... Where is it? Fucking... See, now I'm fucking dicking around too much. I was going to flip it, but fuck it. So they are pushing into this reclaim. We need to release the line. So we got a 30 second over here. Then we got the 3, which shows way more. See how they're pulling back on some of that delta imbalance? We know we got a lot right there. So it takes me a minute to get focused on shit. So this got pushed up a bit. So I do have a heavy workload of how I kind of... So now what I want to do is watch these white bars up here. So I'm going to like start staring really hard at them. But before I do that, let's see. Well, I would like to mirror this where my head's like facing the other fucking way. See, I get all fucking like detail oriented and shit. Where's the mirror button? Yeah, fuck it. So let's see what they're doing. They ran it up on heavier orders right here. So see how it went 3-bar white? They spoofed it up a little bit, and they spoof it to like fine order flow. In my opinion, it does trigger volatility or volume, which the exchanges want volume to be triggered. So notice how the book is pulling back. We're getting buy side again, which the buy side did hold. So if I was to go long, I would want this to balance, but it overshot just now. See how it kind of clipped into this section? I don't like that. Price held though, which is good. So there's too much reclaim on the volume. I need them to pull it back. They're actually wedge patterning. They're making a wedge pattern here too, which I do like those. Let's see what they do. I need this volume to pull back and like take a lot of this imbalance back. If I was to go for the man, see, now they're buying like fucking mad nuts here. More imbalance. But what's interesting is now the sell side is fucking starting to hold. So we know we have buys. Shit, where did it go? So we have PA long. So they're testing that divergence. They're testing this divergence as well. There's still reclaim up here. Now you get more buy side in there. Somebody's going to crack. That should be blue. The book is about the balance. Let's see if they shit their pants a little bit. I would actually attempt 475 potentially. Yeah, let's just say 475. For the long. I don't like how this is breaching down here. There's the move. I take it for a point right there. That's it. I did this last week. And if we're going to do this combine together, which none of you said, hey, I want to see that. But I'm going to do it anyways. So we hypothetically got a point, but I'll get something together next week for us, and I'll fix the camera and shit. But I take the point. I take the point on that one. How can we get the footprint chart book? Okay. Looks clean. This, it's pretty, I can just show you the settings. It's pretty simple. What combine mean? You know those online funding programs where you trade a demo and then they give you money? Like Apex or Top Step or some shit? Man, I'm surprised you haven't heard of that shit. It really does. So you trade on a demo, and if you reach a certain amount of money, they give you real money to trade. Oftentimes it encourages gambling, but It's a good way for guys with no fucking starting capital, because when I had starting capital, and combines weren't really a thing when I got into trading. But if you don't have shit, it's a great way to get some capital together to actually trade. So you pay like $75 or $100 or something. You get access to this tryout. If you pass it, you split money with them like 20%, 80%. You keep 80% of what you make or whatever. And you can potentially go up in tiers. There's so many different ones. They have so many rules. Some of the rules do not like scalpers. As far as the footprint goes, it is number bars. So it's a default generic Sierra chart. You got number bars. You're going to do no text, full background, based on ask bid vol difference / actual. Dark green, and then just screenshot this and get the RBG colors. This one is like 55. This one is also a 55. The only other settings you change are 15, 30, 50. Down here at column 1, actual volume compare thresholds. The only other thing you really need is you don't need all this time highlight shit. Current price line, and then cumulative delta bar / volume. That is basically it. And these yellow lines, it's every 5 points. I don't remember. Somebody helped me put those on, but you do it in the chart settings section somewhere. I don't have the chart book readily available at this time. If you really want it, join the Discord. It's free. And just say, hey, can you give me that shit? And I will. So we're overall right about the direction. I'm also inspired by Ninja Trader TV, and somebody on there shouted me out. So instead of going on their show, I create my own. I think they've tried to get a hold of me, but the Ninja Trader guy who tried to fucking make meetings with me would take weeks to respond, and I just don't do that shit. I gave the guy 2 fucking chances to get to me in a timely manner, and he didn't fucking do it. Like, I'm sorry. It's just like, if you're really serious about wanting me to be a part of some bullshit, you need to fucking do it in a timely manner. But they narrate the close a lot. They don't scalp, though. A lot of those guys are just kind of like holding shit. Which, well, we could have held this, but I didn't fucking know. Hopefully when we do this combine, I pass the son of a bitch. Then you'll see the power of scalping. Okay, so they're going up. What happened here? You had more buy side here. It was relatively flat. There was a little bit of a wick. The sell side blew out. Might need to reconstruct this list. I might need to change a connection on here. Well, let me just look and see if it's easy. I think the best method is to do this for now. No, we don't want to kick back over here. Oops, I deleted the group. Go like this. So now that's going to change the way my checklist comes out. Because PA down short. And there was a PA up long. Continuation. So that's building out a narrative for me. But I can collapse this list, and then I can see the longs have been working, and I can see how many continuations there were. There were 3. The whole thing needs more of a refinement, though. So we had that happen. They did go up into that reclaim. We should zoom out and see what the fuck is really happening. So there's another one up here. That's gone. And just reclaims. Where are all my reclaims? See, that looks like it's in an uptrend for now, but let's see what. So the divergence would be the wrong way. See how this is slanting down and this is like flat. A lot of it's probably getting spoofed or reloaded on the buy side. So is there a bigger... Yeah, I mean, this is somewhat flat here. I think doing this combine is going to be fun as shit. Oh, buy side. It's not... It is somewhat aggressive. But again, I want to see it like this. Not like... not where they both are slanting up. But some of this is being done on spoofing, my opinion. And if that's not what's really happening, well, that narrative works for me. What else is happening in here? So they are pulling the book back here. See, every time I stop to talk to you guys, it just like breaks focus and shit. Ninja Trader bought Kraken Exchange. They're changing the marketing model. That's why they launched TV. It's not the most trusted space in crypto, Kraken. Yeah, they're getting a lot of like finfluencers, Merritt's on there. You've seen. I think they're getting paid to be on there as well. But I'm trying to do my own fucking thing. I might have Chronic one day come on here and start streaming too. Because I think me coaching him is a really interesting fucking way. That I don't ever advertise my coffee. It'll be in the description below, but you can hear me trading and coaching him. And I did a hypnosis with him 2 days ago, maybe. Yeah, on Monday. He was starting to lose, and then we did a hypnosis, and boom, 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 3 winners in a row. It was fucking great. It was so fucking good. So now they're pulling. See how the book is running down here. Now this big ass buy guy here is fucking shitting its panties a little bit. It's not really that good. I want to see like really good. More like where's the extreme pivot? See, it's a flat bottom here, and this is up here. Now there is a these have been holding for now. Let's see what they're doing if they're trying to do bidirectional. So notice how these bars are white and it's going up. That's telling me they're trying to spoof it up. But they're not finding volume because that's going up on like less than 15 contracts. They didn't find shit up there. They're doing it again. I would look for some book and balance potentially. My question is, are they going to blow that divergence out? There is a price reclaim here, and they did. So they did do it. And they did it on heavier volume, too. See how it's coming in dark right there? You have that darker red color, so they did manage to get in here. Is there any book imbalance? Okay, the book is balanced here. That's a hardcore break. So now we know that these it went immediate short. It's not holding. This is a change in character. And it kind of looks sloppy right now. Again, I need to build these nodes out better. We're fucking doing a lot of shit on the nodes. So that way I can have like certain loops and cycles, clean it up a little bit. So they are going down. So when they spoofed it up, they spoofed it up like, what, 7 ticks, and they found 0 buying. See how it was all white? Because once you remove all the wash trading from it, the contracts that cancel out, what is the outstanding? And there's a slight green and red on them, but to me it's like it doesn't matter if it's buy or sell sides. They're just moving it on thin volume. And they do it a lot. And you can see that what happens is when they do that, they probe and then they find buyers or sellers who are kind of getting in at a shitty price. So we got to look at this from a bigger picture perspective because this is starting to turn into a huge fucking math problem. Huge divergence from here to here for now. But they blew out that one up there. So if they blew that one out up there, are they going to run this? This is starting to sink below balance. My guess is probably, maybe. I do want to look at the 3-minute time frame because I don't want to just get into that. We need to look at this 3-minute here so I can see more of what is going on. So this is kind of a little bit of imbalance here and a lot here. So they could run it low. But we also know they were spoofing up there. They are holding it. This is turning into a slip range here because it's moving really quickly in the midsection. We have... Let me turn the camera a little more because I get so damn close to the fucking screen and shit. This is why my eyes are bad. They spoofed it up by 4 ticks. And every time I do something and adjust the camera or whatever, it breaks my ability to read this shit. It's not good. So they do want to spoof it up. I think they want to drive it in this upper section. This divergence did hold for now. For now. They spoofed it low 3. So this is telling me they're bidirectional. I think they'll go either fucking way. Spoof it up 3. So right in this little area, they're kind of bidirectional. I could maybe go for a break long. Oh, you got book balance right there. I like that. There's a divergence. Let's see. Oh, and they're crapping on it just a bit. Do we get more book balance though? Yes, we do. I like that. And they're spoofing it up for 3. They spoof it down for 3. I don't like that. They crack this divergence. If they crack this little divergence, it's all fractal. I think they'll crack this bigger one. But I think they are willing to flush up. I think there could be a long here at 350. Well, it went to 325. Well, I would take it off. I would just smash out. I would get out of that. Take a loss. So I'm wrong about that. Something happened, though, with the order flow coming in really big. They did crack on that. So the narrative is shifting a bit. I could potentially retry long. 350. I don't like doing double hits like that, though. See, it'd be stalling a little too much. There it is. Take the point. Probably get 5 ticks out of it. That would have helped with that loss. So we'd probably be up 4 ticks, maybe. Again, we're going to do the combine together, so it'll be interesting to see the management and all that with it, because I do want to bankroll out of shit. I do have a video on bankrolling. If you've not watched that, you should go watch it. Just type in Fat Cat Trading bankrolling. So, again, for those of you who are joining or don't know, next week I will set up a combine. I'm going to hang out with you guys when you ask questions, which nobody has for a hot minute. I'll answer the questions. And in between you guys asking questions, because I don't really have anything to talk about, I'm going to narrate, and we'll just trade a combine on Wednesdays, and that will be our Wednesday stream combine, and we'll see what happens. And it'll just be my gift to the community. But I really don't want to review the combine trades. Like I told you guys, 5 trades can take like 40 minutes of review work. Whatever is happening, and not reviewing is not a good idea. But I just don't have the time to fucking trade again in the afternoon and then fucking have to review everything. So we're just going to trade them. I'll stick them in the Tradecraft software, though. And maybe I'll do a little bit of tagging so you guys can see and feel how that goes. So it would have pulled back on our entry. I think we would have been able to get 5 ticks out of it, to be fair. I try to be as realistic as I can about when I eyeball these trades and shit. I try to be as real as possible about how I would be reacting to it. Briefly, what is your setup? CVD. What's the setup? Yeah. So the setup is number bars. No text, full background, asvol, bidvol difference / actual. Here's the color combo. Screenshot it. And then you're going to go down to here, column 1, actual volume thresholds, 15, 30, 50. This down here is going to be cumulative delta / volume. Then I have current price line, which isn't showing up on that one. And this is just highlighting every top of the hour. I think this doesn't matter because I've tagged a lot of that. I was wondering if the top of the hour made a difference. It doesn't. So they held that. They held that. And this one is the same as well. So they did hold that. I do have my co-pilot. We are like Chewbacca and Han Solo. He's not been on in a while. That is Tarukin. So I'm usually like stroking him. So this is getting it. Wait, who the fuck is... Never mind. Wait, did I get fucking mentioned in something? I hope I didn't. See, I'm breaking context here. Give me a minute, guys. Okay. So they're pushing up. So we did have one of these checks that failed, but it did, when it did go immediate short, it didn't go by much. So when you're building a trading system, I'm going to add notes. Because when you start running through this, you're like, fuck, I want to drift. We want to make it say drift and return. So it needs to be drift return because it went down and then they put in another one. They put in another one and then it went long and it was continuation. See, and there's options. We're reworking it to where some of this will get cleared out. So when I run through the loop of the list, because the list keeps looping, the checklist, I want to know how many times something is being held up. Is it drifting? And the failures and shit like that. See what they're doing here. So they blew this out. So I keep breaking focus, which I don't like. Let's look at the 3 minute again. It's hard to tell which way they're going on the delta because they want to balance it. They want to balance the order flow, and it's like, is one side going to reload it? Is the other side not going to fucking reload it? Oh. They blew that out. And I know I could have been in a long and held it or whatever, but next time I do that, it won't work. Chronic and I were trading, and there was like 2 weeks in a row where he was just crushing it. And every time I got into a hold, he was just scalping around my position. It's like, fuck, by the time this trade like comes back to the break-even point, I could have just scalped a lot of this move. And really seeing a hold compared to a scalper scalping around you, it's just like, man. So they're hitting some parabolic shit here. Let's bring in the regular fucking 30-second because, like, what the fuck? I guess they're trying to take this reclaim back. They may not go all the way in. Don't ever go, oh, there's liquidity up there, or there's just another reclaim. I'll just get into it. That does not work. I could have been a contender. What is that? Was that a TV show? What are they driving this up on? So, remember how they were spoofing here earlier? So they did want to get it up. They kept spoofing it up, and they didn't find nobody. So they did want to give it up. That gave us a hint. You want to be like a detective. And that's where Chronic lacks, is you need that narration skill. You want to be like, there's a bullet here. There's a little bit of blood here. Why are there pubic hairs on the body? You know, you just want to piece it together like that. So what the fuck are they doing? They might drive this hard buying back. They tend to do that. Since I'm on a stream, I'm going to be a lot more fucking careful than well, actually, I've been pretty careful lately. Because, like, what was it, a week ago? Or, yeah, last week and the week before it got real turbulent. Sometimes I, like, start fucking up. So we need to watch the white bars. How are they probing? And I also like drawing and adjusting a lot because it keeps my hands busy. Oh, looks like they're this is kind of like ranged up. See how this is in a range? I don't have enough context, but I'm going to pulse check long 1550. So what a pulse check is like I do the visual trade. I do like a Chronic does it too. You take a trade and you see if you're right. So 1650 for a point. So if I'm not sure about something, I want to do a pulse check. So I call out the trade. Wow, they're reloading the fuck out of that. And I want to see if I was right. Typically, that's the best thing to do the moment you sit down and start pulse checking. Just like call out a couple of trades. Don't actually take them. See how right or wrong you were, and by how much are you right. Because there's days where you're right, but you're only right for a tick or two. If I'm like right 8 ticks on average, then that's telling me there's enough volatility or something to be able to push it. Institutions will do it. They call them feeler trades. I call it a pulse check. I want to make sure that I have a good read on the market. So we pulse check the 1550. It'd be worth a point. I don't even know if we would be able to get filled out on that, to be fair. We're seeing a lot of volume washing fast. There was some reloading. We do have a bit of Do we have some buy side? We do. A little bit. See this reclaim? They may want to jam it in there. There's a little bit here. We want to run it here. Does go long a little bit. I think the drift up needs to go. Hold on. If I miss a trade, it's because I'm refining this. I think the drift up should go here. So I want to make a note. Drift up after first long. Well, actually, it does have the continuation there. Maybe not. So they balance that. See how they're really fucking chugging in reclaims here? We know we have an actual price reclaim. So they did get it. They did get it up there. I like the short here for a few ticks, but usually I don't want to do that. I'm trying to get a minimum of a point. See if they balance the book. They balance the book. Reclaim, reclaim. So you have a double reclaim. I call it a double R. Delta and price. I like those trades. But this is going up. That's a problem. They spoof it up by 3. They find a buyer. Pulse check 17 short. Because I'm not super confident, so I want to pulse check. You're not getting a point out of it. So Chronic and I will call shit like that. I'd scrub it. Break even. Again, pulse check. Hypothetically, we took 2 trades. Even though it's hypothetical. Again, combine next week. Now they're pushing in it. But they're struggling, man. They are spoofing lower. There it goes. So we're right, but there's like a little bit of drama. Drama, when I say drama, I'm talking about like some chopping, or they're not just moving right away. 2 down, 2 up. They might actually roll this up. Potentially. I wouldn't pulse check it or trade it. It's just like kind of like a, and it's only by a little bit. There's this really high node here because this is an RTH Delta profile. I think they could slip it up. There it goes. So my pulse checks are decent. But there's a little more drama than I would really like. I like it. I like the trade to just fucking work. You know? Excuse me. Hopefully this is more interesting than Ninja TV. Nah, those guys are interesting. They talk about a lot of shit. Oh. We're getting a bit of buy side. But I know they're spoofing two ways. So I expand this a little bit because then it makes these like this book and balance more dramatic. I'm really leaning a little bit long on this potentially failing. I don't like how this is flagging up the way it is. I also know on the higher time frame that I'm not seeing there's more reclaim up there. We need to actually zoom out and plot it. So there is missing information, and that would be all of this. So we do need to keep that in the back of our minds, and we need it. It's good to have it on there. That held with a bit of a drift, but they're kind of coming back in, so we're going to mark it. I need to... So I'm going to reset the checklist. 30-second PA down. Long. There's a reclaim. They are hit. Good thing we... So we got continuation. Damn, they spoofed it for 5 fucking ticks. They drove it on nothing, dude. To try to bait. To be fair, I could maybe go for a 21 short. That's super aggressive. It would need to be cut for maybe a wait. Yep, we got the 20. I'd go for the 20. A point on it. Why would I do that? Great question, even though you guys aren't asking any fucking questions. The way they spoofed it up 5 ticks, they try to find buyers. So they try to find buyers. Nothing. Like that guy come in, nothing. Red. So they spoof it, man. They do it to get that like last FOMO buying, which we all know you guys have fallen for, myself included. Okay? But that got driven up on very low contract size. That was all sub 15 contracts. Here. After you remove the wash trading on the volume, because there's a lot of this volume that comes in that simply does not matter, in my fucking opinion. Oh, damn, Tarukin is being so cute right now. God damn it. I have to fucking show you what he looks like. He's probably going to wake up, but I'm going to fucking do it anyways. Oh, he's not looking cute no more. Son of a bitch. I need a Tarukin camera again. I need a Tarukin camera. But God, all that like looking and staring and all that is hurting my head. Hypothetically, we'd be up maybe 2 points, which I think is good. Trade a little bit of size. 2 points a day keeps the doctor away. Actually, you know what? Cigarettes and alcohol keeps the doctor at bay. I'm just like, if you're struggling to trade, try to get a fucking point. I had a guy who had a good 20, I don't know what happened to him, but he posted like 20 days of trading. He was like Coffee subscriber. He's running another business though. But the dude fucking, he was just gunning down 2 points a day. Like, I mean, I challenge you, just make a point. 2 points, that's it. Look for the best opportunity to make a point. That's all you need to do. Unless you guys are trading NASCrack or some shit like that, or fucking hogs. I trade hogs future. You know what's funny? Because I'm going to take a moment. You know when the McRib comes out at McDonald's, which is pork? They do it. They always do it when fucking hog futures goes down in price. Because they're getting it cheap. How do you manage a long trading session? I can't get my focus check after 1 hour. I don't sit more than 2 hours usually. I don't. Sometimes I do, but it's bad. You're gonna get tired, and you cannot fucking you can't outperform the fatigue, dude. Step away, go away, take a nap. Like, my trading reviews are sometimes they're longer than the actual session. Use the rest of the time to review, man. Unless you didn't take any trades or you took one or whatever, but like, there's a point where you cannot push it any fucking further. At that point, you're going to have to start getting in the diet. What I do recommend, so one thing that does work really well is don't eat when you wake up. Do not eat any food. Drink plenty of water. When you go into a semi-fasted state or fasting at all, your focus is boosted tremendously because your brain's trying to conserve energy and shit. So I'm curious what your diet looks like, but I did eat this morning, but the last 2 mornings I didn't have anything until after the session, which is like, there was points in my trading where I did that. It has a very, the focus is substantial, and the moment you start eating or whatever, depending on what you're eating, is going to bog you down. But your brain's conserving energy, so you're focused on the hunt, because in my opinion, humans weren't designed to do that all the time. Now, some people are going to bitch and go, oh, I got to have my breakfast or coffee or whatever. Let's try it for a week, see what happens. It's all about marginal gains. Where can you get marginal fucking gains, right? Book I've been going through called Black Box Theory by Matthew Sid. I highly recommend it. It talks about how Mercedes dominated F1 through very small gains. And this is my theory on edge. Edge is, it's all sorts of shit. Not eating gives you edge. I think meditating or hypnosis the night before gives you edge. It's all marginal gains, man. It's not one thing. Like, the engine in the Mercedes F1 car isn't what's winning the race. It's all this little shit. But I don't like to sit here. Like, we're pushing 2 hours here for the stream, and for me it's just kind of torturous, but it's what I fucking do on Wednesdays. That's interesting. I fucking ran out of water, too. So they blew that out. So we know the volume is tanking. Was there any divergences? Oh, we're getting more buy side here, which is interesting. You have that Pac-Man look to it. So we got a continuation. We got another one of these PA long. Did they take all that upper? Did they take all that fucking... Took a lot of it. In my time zone, market opens at 4:30 p.m., so I don't eat until 7, but after 1 hour, I find myself to not end the session. Shit. That's rough because the markets are ready when I wake up. You know what I mean? Try taking a fucking nap or some shit. Go to sleep. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't like to go beyond an hour or 2 hours max. Because then you just open up more mistakes. I think you need to work into it. And I mean, there is a fallacy to it. It's like, well, fuck, I'm missing fucking opportunities. Yeah, well, they're not good if you're tired. All you're missing out on is, like, not losing more. They got a continuation off that. I do like that continuation off that divergence. There's a little reclaim here and there. Had I caught this earlier, I would have maybe liked a long. Right here. Pulse check, 1925s. No, I wouldn't want to do that because this is hitting the top of this. If I did hit it, I'd be getting out. They spoofed it up by 3. I do like that. It's not bad. I'd go for the 1925. I would have probably got into it because by the time I'm reacting a lot quicker than I'm calling it. Because, like, I got to think, and then I'm, like, kind of doing it in my head, and then I'm speaking it. So I'd have 1925. Maybe attempt. See, this is 1925, 1950, worst case scenario. Go for 2 points. Try to get this reclaim to close. I'd cut it. Could get about a point there. I'd cut it for the point. I wouldn't try to push it. Reason being, well, there was a sacrificial exit. See, oftentimes when one retail trader gets out of a trade, it finally moves. So usually a retail trader has to sacrifice getting more profits so all the rest of you guys can get more profits. So that was very nice of me to do. It's just like I love it when that happens. It's like, I'm getting out, and then there's like boop, and it's like, you know what I mean? I need somebody to send me old keyboards so I can just break them on set. My girlfriend's going to get pissed, though, because there's going to be buttons everywhere in here. Like, I'm naturally fucking kind of, like, sloppy and messy and shit. She fucking hates it. But I told her if you're going to move in with me, there's going to be a mess around my desk. There's nothing you can do about it. What's up, gangbang? What will we be up on that? Maybe a point on that one, so 3? What's up, dude? We're going to fucking start trading a combine next Wednesday. Every Wednesday. We're going to have the Wednesday combine. But I have fuck-ups because you see how I'm on camera right now? This is being shared with my second PC. There's a thing called a switch. So it looks like this is one of my macro pads. So I can't pull it any further. But there's the execution PC with the DOM goes in it. And then this camera you're watching this goes in it too. And I can only have one or the other. So I need to run a webcam into the other PC. The one that you guys are on. Look at him just pushing it, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm getting fat. Because I can see the side of my head. I need to, like, lose 10 pounds, but, like, if this beard wasn't here, I would have, like, no chin. It would just be, like, round. I look like a fucking frog, you know, when they fucking flare out their chins to attract a mate. To the message, all the young men in the fucking crowd who has fast metabolisms like I once had. Something happens when you're in your 30s, boys. And it's coming too, man. Like, you go to sleep and you wake up and it's been 10 fucking years, I'm telling you. Dude, I remember playing my Nintendo 64 when it first came out. Now look at it, dude. You can go into virtual reality and fuck a goat. I mean, shit has changed. I don't condone that either. You used to throw yourself down hills and get up and do it again. I can do that in skating. I do skate. I do when tonight skate night. But here's the deal, man. Some of these injuries, the fucking pain, which I'll skate through it. I don't give a shit, right? Like, I'm a very traditional man that I don't go to the doctor or the hospital. I broke my toe skating, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll skate on it. And now it's fine. Did it hurt? Yeah, sure, but pain is weakness leaving the body. That's what my coach and my dad would say. One time, my dad because my parents were divorced, my dad gave me a dirt bike, me and my brother, and I broke my foot on it. So I went there for visitation on Friday. I broke my foot. It was fucked up, dude. The big toe is all backwards and shit. Really, I didn't break the foot. The big toe just kind of came out like this, you know what I mean? And my dad's like, I couldn't walk. I crawled through the house for a full weekend, and he didn't tell my mom, and she was pissed. But since I was young, I think now as an adult, that's what you do. You fucking see what happens for 3 fucking days, and then you can go to the hospital if it's not getting any better. But the pain stays longer. That is for sure. I'm that guy that can... You ever had that friend that's been in a street fight and they just take a fucking hit to the face and then they just... It doesn't even faze them? That's me. Just a little... That's it. I'm sure if I got hit hard enough, I would go down. One night skating, I took 2 blows to the head within 30 minutes. The first time I fell down and an inliner fucking smacked me in the back of the head with her shin. And then, I was kind of dizzy, but I kept skating. If you guys are my age, you remember Afro Ninja on E-Bomb's World? It was this guy with nunchucks, and he hit himself in the head, and he kept going. That was me, and then I did a trick with a buddy, and this 200-and-something pound man fell on my fucking head and smashed it into the ground because he was, throwing me under him. At that point, I made a tactical call to fucking, not skate, and I felt retarded for, 2 days. I'm like, man, my brain's a little fucked up. Everybody's like, you need to go to hospital. I'm like, nah. They're like, you could die in your sleep. I'm like, fuck it. I ain't going hospital. Unless it's real bad, my arm or hand came off, then we might need to do something about it. I will go to the vet before I go to the hospital. For one, it's cheaper. Actually, that's what they did in Trailer Park Boys. See how my focus is starting to wane and shit. I'm curious about this divergence though. They're getting really loose here. It's pretty slip heavy. Sell side here, I would probably look for a short, but I would need balancing. Right up in here. I would look for a short, but I would need this to pan out right. And it'd give me a couple of ticks, but I wouldn't be in it. They are spoofing it low, which I do like. I want to see some book balancing here. Oh, they're spoofing both ways. They're looking for something. See, now I wouldn't like it. Like, I change biases as much as my woman changes their clothes before we do something. And that's a lot. Okay, I like it a little bit right here. I would... it's a little late, though. I would miss that. You're slipping it a lot. I want this to pull up right where my crosshair is, which it kind of is. 20 short. Ah, fuck, I don't like it. BE on it. I'd go for the break even. I'd wash out. Would I get out of it? It'd probably pop me right there and get out of it for a break even. Then it works, but that's fine. We got to be mindful of 250. It's getting pinned. We need to start tracking. They might actually push these motherfuckers on the upside. They're slipping a lot. Is that a reclaim up there? There is. I'd go for the long at... Probably get in late at 21s or some shit. But then it would start to fizzle fuck out. I'd go for 2 ticks on it. If I don't get that 2, I'd go for that 1 right there. I'd go for the 1 tick, realistically. Just because this reclaim hit this flat spot. And I don't really... And they're not pushing any higher. We're getting another sell divergence, which I don't like. And there's a bit of price reclaim here, and they didn't fully shove it. Now they did. We can kind of, like, we could maybe push certain trades, potentially, but I wouldn't really want to do that. Is this AI? Yeah, dude. Look, man. Did you see that? I took my thumb off. Isn't that cool? AI is getting real good, huh? Look, I can even say your name in AI. Jonathan. About to hit 40 this winter. If you get a desk job, stay in shape. Yeah, I'm 38. Yeah, dude. Now they saw the glitch. Need improvement. I know, dude. This is the dude bro model, too. Let's see. 250's sneaking up on us. There's a lot of slip below us, though. They're slipping this. See, it's very loose, and it's just kind of floating everywhere. I would want book balance. Probably look for a short. It's tight here. Probably fucking take a whack at it right there. I would have gone for the 20.75. Take it for a point. Again, we'll see what happens next week, but usually you're going to notice that I'm going to be taking a trade well before I fucking call it. Just because, like, I need to react. Like, it's just like trying to speak it and do it at the same time is typically. Because then you hear these pauses in my voice and I'm like thinking. Because like the moment I start speaking, it's just like I'm multitasking because then I'm no longer really thinking about the management. But I've done it for so long, I can kind of do it. I don't know if I would have gone in on that, though. I might have chased it, and it wouldn't have given it to me IRL, so see what goes on here. Remember when you gave that hilarious analogy of spoofing, like they throw change in front of you, and then, yeah, that was last week. What did you cut? You came up with the name of that? What is it called? My imagination's running wild right now. They're spoofing it here. If this was tight, if this goes tight, I would actually probably hunt the short. 21.75. I'd put a stop up there for a point, though, for sure. Only in case they fucking grease it. Still have a tick. And then it would smack me out. So they're not taking it on the bottom. It's loose as shit, but they're not taking it. There's more reclaim up here. 250 is about to roll around. They might jam it up there. Let's zoom way out so we can see what happens. I think they could jam it. A bit of sell side reloading. It is loose down here as well. 3 tick. Probe upside. Huge divergence. Come on, run it lower. There you go. So they're running that, all that section. Right about here. It's a double R, I'd go for it. Like in that 19s or whatever. Unfortunately, would be coming back incredibly fast. I would honestly... Oof, they're sinking. They're sinking, which is good, but it's also not good at the same time. I'd probably still hold that 19 and try to push a little bit. And that wouldn't be working out for me. It's floating up. There we go. I'd still be pushing 19s. This is where I'd be aggressive. Push the 19. They're not giving up. Watching this carefully. Watch. It needs to get bailed. Probably a tick or two of loss. Something's happening in this section. They seem to be balancing. So it has a really nice reclaim above us. I'm not opposed to not attempting again. But not yet. Let's see where the fuck a balance would come in right about here. Watching this reclaim to see how hard they push. There's the balance. It'd be worth the probe. 1750s, 1775s. Try to push it for 2. It's not working. It'd be coming back on top of us. There is sell side divergence. They're trying to hit the book up. I'd be bailing it. I'd bail it for like a tick or 2. It's not good. There's something going on where you're not getting it at all. They're not hitting this fucking reclaim, like 2 reclaims. When you have a delta reclaim and the fucking price reclaim, they can be really good. It's just getting fucking really like jammed up in here. And then at that point, I wouldn't be trading. But again, next Wednesday, we'll do a combine together. So that way I'm not calling out trades or whatever. We can watch it. I'm not going to review them. I'm not going to fucking... That's the problem. Because... Oh, there... See, there it goes. There you go, you little fucking motherfuckers. There it is. That's happened quite a bit. But, you know, then you can't get frustrated by that because it's just going to happen. But I don't know how many trades we would have took today. 6 or some shit, maybe somewhere in that. Dude, you're talking fucking 40 minutes to an hour of review, and I'm not doing that shit. Wednesdays are my skate nights, so when we trade it, we're not reviewing it, which is not good. I'm not setting a good example for the young guys. But we're going to do it, and we're going to try our fucking best. And then bullshit about trading like we normally do. And then see what happens. And if it takes, like I said, 6 months or some shit to fucking pass it, I don't really care. But it'll be kind of the Wednesday thing. And we'll see how far we can go with it. The name of the when you get fucked, or the name of the spoofing is Spoof and Boof. I like that. That's if you fall for it, though. The gray rectangle boxes you draw on the chart, are they part of the code so you don't glitch out, or what is it? It's called a reclaim. There's a video on it. There's this video I always recommend. I tell everybody to fucking go watch this video. Always, forever and always. It's like I'm beating a dead horse with a fucking stick. It's this one. Slips and reclaims. No, it's not a low volume node. It's a place where the price action moves really hard. Or the delta, because the deltas hit reclaims too, which is cool. But see how it's moving really dramatically? They always retrace it. Like if you zoom out, let's look at a regular ass chart. Where the fuck is the... My brain is done, dude. Here it is. See, I mean, if you look at this, look at these hard moves, they always, at some point, retrace them. There's nuance to it. But even the delta gets retraced as well. And if you, like, really zoom in, you can... It becomes very obvious. I mean, see how choppy and floaty it is? When there's a hard volume shove, they retrace it. When there's a hard price action shove like this, they retrace it at some point. They didn't do it immediately, but then they did it. That is the one constant in trading. That is the one pattern, if you can call it that, that is consistently repeating over and over and over. So it's in every market, every product. It is a nuance to learn and leverage. And yeah, that's what that is. So it's not a low volume node. Anyways, guys, yeah, for sure. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoy that. We'll see what happens next Wednesday. If the fucking market volatility is barcoding where it's like... where it's moving 3 ticks at a time, where it's like flatline, we're going to have a lot of problems dealing with that shit. And I really don't like trading that shit, which I have a feeling might be certain sessions. So if that happens, we're going to maybe just try to get a couple of ticks here and there, and that's it. So we'll see what happens next Wednesday. I'll see you guys